It is 2 minute warning. Fury, we back again for the football news, preseason style slash fantasy talk. A little bit more of what our football of Fury fantasy league that we have going on. I know Carl, my boy, he's one of the kind of behind it as well with his fantasy blog talk we're running as well. That's going to be more or less on Mondays. But you know what? We're going to start the show. We got Mike and we got Tim. We got a good show for you guys. Mike, Tim, take it away.
Hey, what's going on, Mike? Welcome back. Welcome back. Last hey, listen, I let everybody know that last week that you was with Jameis Winston doing autographs at Joe's Crab Shack,
I had to because you saw like after that first game it was a little lackadaisical. I actually paid for his crab legs. Stress came off, and he played well. If you saw on Monday,
no doubt, beast. I love that touchdown, beast. Well, Josh is not with us today. He's still running out with the New York Giants. We're gonna explain why in the second quarter. But let's start off. The Green Bay Packers. They lost Jordy Nelson for the season. Now, Mike, I know it's hard to say, but I don't think this team now are Super Bowl contenders, regardless who's there. Regardless who be playing Jordy Nelson, I don't think they are no more.
I mean, I'll be honest. Let's be frank here. For my personal wants and needs and desires in America to be happy, I can say it doesn't matter that Jordy Nelson got injured. But let's be frank. It does matter a lot. Like, if you think about in their division's gotten a little bit better. I think Detroit took a step up on offense. I think Amir Abdullah is going to be a very good running back. I think Teddy Bridgewater, which to me is the hilarious conundrum of the NFL. Like, this dude went into his last season in college football as the best quarterback, and then I blinked and people told me Blake Bortles was better. It's a lie. I know it, you know it. Teddy Bridgewater was the best quarterback in that draft. He's getting better. So I think you can't naturally say that they're just going to beat them. You couldn't even say that with Jordy Nelson. Now, without Jordy Nelson, they're not going to be garbage, but now we're going to have to trust on unknown variables. Was it Devontae Adams in the playoffs the true, or was that a fluke? Is Ty Montgomery really that deal? I mean, I saw him play in Stanford. He's really good. The problem is
Fantasy.
you don't have that basis, that connection that Aaron Rodgers had with Nelson. So, granted, for my fantasy trends, I still think Aaron Rodgers is that dude. He's going to get points. But in general, I think it does really hurt their Super Bowl chances.
I mean, listen, man. I tell you this, man. Jordy Nelson, he's not a top 5 receiver, but who cares? The guy produces for Aaron Rodgers. He does his thing. I'm talking about the Rodgers to Jordy Nelson. I believe it's the most attempts in the NFL. About I don't even have a figure for it, but I know it's a lot. Top 2. He's double-figure touchdowns. It's a big hole that Devontae Adams is gonna have to fill in for Jordy. Cobb, he's gonna have to stay healthy. He just got paid last year. But Devontae is gonna have to battle every day, and especially with Ty Montgomery, like you say, he is a talent, but again, no experience. Not that experience. So, you still got Eddie Lacy, but it really takes away from what the Green Bay Packers does the best, which is throw that ball around, and that's gonna really, really, really hurt this team. And you're right, Mike. Listen, Detroit got better on offense. They got, they still got a pretty good defense. The Minnesota Vikings, which is Cueto's Cox team, I'm gonna tell you this. I have them and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as really dark horse sleepers to really knock on that first place door and do something. For some reason, I like Minnesota. I like the young guys they have. I like the fact Peterson came back. And you know what? that could be to me that could be the best team in that division. Now they can beat up they can beat the Packers because their Bears are gone.
Yeah.
The Bears are gone. Clean house, trade Matt Forte to Dallas. Not a problem. You can just do it.
Look, man, you need
get rid of them. But
one needs to understand your propaganda. Every great player on a different team, you're gonna make up some yellow journalism that literally has them end up in Dallas. You said about Odell Beckham. You gonna say about Matt Forte. You would even say that Levante David would end up a Cowboy, even though he just signed an extension with Tampa Bay.
I would. I will.
That's just how you do. Like you would hop out the Cowboys. Levante David had a good season. He's the highest paid middle linebacker in the league, and guarantee February next year you gonna say Levante David may want to try some blue pastures.
Hey, listen. Wishing upon a star is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with wishing upon a star. But listen, I love the team that cleans house. I love the team that starts cleaning house because it was like a garage sale. We see the 49ers, they went to that garage sale, right? Yeah. They getting rid of people. The Bears, they got rid of Brandon Marshall for a 6th-round pick, so you know that's desperate, okay? Nobody wants Jay Cutler. I mean, Michael Bennett, not Michael Bennett, his brother Martellus Bennett, his mouth gets him in trouble all the time. So, clean house. I think Minnesota Vikings have that division this year.
Wasn't Martellus Bennett a Cowboy first?
He was. But okay. The problem was Jason Witten. That was the problem.
The man don't get hurt.
Jason Witten.
Jason Witten is a monster. He don't get hurt.
That's the problem.
But okay. But let's go back. Let's go back. I know they drafted safety, I believe, or a corner in Green Bay. If their defense steps up, I don't know if Julius Peppers has more than one season, but let's just say benefit of the doubt. He could turn back the clock. Okay, let's not.
Mike, can I say something?
Fuck more.
I think Green Bay's offense is their defense.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
That's just it.
Yeah, because if you're
Green Bay's off
to throw the ball, then you can pin your ears back, and Julius Peppers can do something. But if he has to play the run, okay, here's my thing. I just trust Aaron Rodgers. I think they can still come back from it. My problem is, here's my problem. They could come back from it next year. You understand? The problem is timing. When you only have 16 games, I would say probably by week 5, Aaron Rodgers can have a new go-to. But the problem is, by week 5, it may already be too late for your division. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're like 2-3 by then, and then things start to click, those 3 losses could come back to haunt you if you get 1 or 2 more down the line. So I think it's a rough blow to lose Jordy. I hope Randall Cobb can put on some big shoes, but I really don't know what's going to happen with this team. And also, I got to say this. Am I the one who thinks Eddie Lacy gained weight and like not good weight? Like he looked winded in his preseason game.
Not for now. I thought maybe it was the Subways. I know he likes Subway sandwiches, so maybe I thought he would lose some of that weight, but he does look like he looks like a linebacker.
Yeah.
Like LeVon Kirkland back in the days.
Yeah, and honestly, like he had some good games for me last year, but in general, he disappointed me, and that's what I'm afraid of. Like, if he looked like AP, obviously they'd be better off. Mm-hmm. If he looked like one of those solid rookies, even like Zach Stacy or something like that, you'd say yeah, but like he was on the edge, and now he might be a step slow. So I'm really worried about the running game. They can't even lean on that.
But you know what, too? I'm gonna tell you this. Even in that game when Devontae Adams got hurt, Aaron Rodgers hurt his hands. They didn't really go into it as much, but he hurt himself. Now, and again, Mike, I'm gonna tell you this: losing Jordy Nelson, that bombed him. It hurt him that much because he was the most consistent weapon on that team, alone. You know, we look at the schedule coming up. You have at Chicago Bears. Now I know everybody in the world that game. If you're doing a pick 'em league, you're gonna pick Chicago. You're gonna pick the Packers to win that game. Guess what? I'm gonna pick the Bears. The Bears are in much better shape than Green Bay is. That much, because guess what? Because at least Color got.
No, you don't understand. The problem is there is devastating blows to a good team. Then there's a team who sees themselves as perpetual trash. Like that's like you be competitive, but it's not. The problem is not even just Green Bay. You have to understand that when Chicago looks at themselves in the mirror, they see a beat-up puppy. They see terrible. And honestly, look, I could say the game will be closer, but I can't go out now and say Chicago will win, especially with Jay Cutler. Look, here's the thing. The game can be decided if Jay Cutler's blood sugar just spikes out of nowhere. We talked about this last season. Bill Romanowski, he's a crazy dude, but he knows what he's talking about with health. Jay Cutler has diabetes, and it's something that he can't overcome because if his sugar changes on game day, he's going to look like trash. And it looks like over the past few seasons he's had, he doesn't know how to control it. So it's out of their control. It's not that the Bears – I don't think the Bears can get up to be a hyped Green Bay because they have so much stuff on their team. That's a problem. That's not Matt Forte. Matt Forte is the only good team.
Okay, now the Green Bay Packers are going to host the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, they're losing that game.
Now.
Oh, that's what. That's enough.
Okay. At Lambeau? At Lambeau now.
Fill it out.
They're at Lambeau.
See, this is where I will tell you the Jordy Nelson thing comes up in. Yeah, they lost some defenders, and yeah, their O-line is looking real suspect in Seattle right now. But still, give it 2 weeks, a few weeks to two things together. I think that's the first time you're gonna miss Jordy Nelson stretching the field, because you need that, especially against that defense. Even though they lost some pieces, they're still gonna look good.
Okay, now here's the thing. You just said Seattle is not looking too good, right? I don't even have them making the playoffs. I don't have them making the playoffs this year at all.
Fair enough.
Okay. Green Bay, do we have them in the playoffs? I don't have them in the playoffs at all.
Here's my thing. I'd have to look at their schedule. I think their schedule really plays into it.
We got it right here. We got at Chicago. Okay.
Okay.
You just said they're gonna win that one. They got Seattle at Lambeau.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got KC at Lambeau.
Okay.
Okay. You got at the 49ers.
Okay.
Not bad. All right. You got versus the Rams, who improved so much at Lambeau. You got the Chargers at Lambeau. Then you go to Denver. Then you go to Carolina. Then you play Detroit.
All right, let's stop right there. They have a chance, and let me tell you why. You know why they have a chance? You know what? No, you know why they have a chance? They only have one division game in the first half of the season. Now, I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but here's my thing. If they figure out how to use like a new kind of offense by week 6, they will be competitive and in the hunt with all those division games at the end of the season. So, yeah, they're going to have to win 2 or 3 games, but they can go on a run if they figure things out. They have a chance. Granted, before, Jordy, there were a lot to win the division, in my opinion. But now it's tenuous. I think it'll be a tight race, and they might even luck out and get a wild card.
I'm going to tell you this. Well, I'll tell you this. In November, playing Detroit, Minnesota, Chicago, Detroit again, my Cowboys, that's gonna have to see that'll probably be that whole November, whether to see if they're going to be a playoff in contention or not. I doubt it. I think even in the beginning of the season, they're going to lose 2 or 3 game conference games because, listen, I can say right now, maybe you're right. Maybe Seattle will lose 2. That's one right there. The 49ers. I'm not going to count the 49ers out because they're saying Kaepernick looking better. The defensive people still there. They're just playing a 4-3. And I'm going to tell you this, even though it's in the Denver Broncos, the Denver Broncos are in tight. If everybody's happy for Denver, I'm gonna tell you this right now. You're not going to score the score with Peyton Manning. So I'm gonna for all fantasy owners. If you got Aaron Rodgers, hey, listen, better try to trade him now.
But here's the
try to trade him now.
You can't hate on Aaron because look at Peyton.
No, never hate.
If Demaryius Thomas goes down, how are the Broncos gonna look? But in general.
Well, guys, you got to move on. Last words.
No, but I'll say this: the Broncos are probably going to run over him because I don't know why no one's talking about this on the wall more, but Evan Mathis is now a Bronco. They looking okay right now.
They got that guard.
Yeah, man, they got depth now, and Peyton can stand upright. I think they're going to be okay in Denver. But hey, Randall Cobb, blow up this year, man. Get as many yards as you can because I need you. I need you.
Well, I got Devontae Adams. I got Devontae.
All right, guys. Catch you guys soon.